Check, check. Check, check. Okay. Let's do this. I miss the violence, I miss the beach. I miss my ex, but I don't feel bad about it. Not that it matters to anyone but me. The drunken fights, the fuck, the drugs, and the dreamless sea. But where would I be without the world falling apart around me? I'm in no rush to be protected. I can't believe what I have to do. What good is free will without a clue? I guess you can tell I'm sick of mud and concrete. I'm gonna head out west so I can finally miss the east. Fuck! Hello? Yeah, you were supposed to call yesterday. I don't care if you're coming home tomorrow. I'm not going to be here. Look, I don't have time for this right now. I have an audition in 3 hours. I'm trying to put together this tape they want and... No, the flight's at 4. She wants to know why I'm going on an audition if I'm leaving. That's a fair question. You got me, I'm a fucking paradox. Look, I don't give a fuck. You've known about this for 6-7 weeks now. You know, I've barely even seen you in the last 3. And now, out of the blue, you call me 2 days ago and tell me you wanna... Wait a minute. Are you with him now? No, put him on. Put him on, I want to talk to him. Yeah. There is no way that is up to me. Okay. So now I'm a god. So now I'm supposed to speak with a politician's confidence about anything. No. I need to first learn from you what are the right lines to cross and when. So here I am. And while you probably just spread that shit grin around the room, I can't resist this call. I must. What an honor to get to apologize to my girlfriend's crush. See, I'm a beer ahead of both of you. Alright? I am into shit! And I'm talking to you over beer on the wire about truth and Eugene O'Neill. We cometh clutching proudly clumps of gray hair we found in the drain. And we again are cool in matching emotional straitjackets. I know what she needs to tell you. But I'm a day ahead, the truth behind, and completely, self-righteously, narcissistically lazy and exhausted with this new country and these new rules, and apparently already with your war stories that I never heard. So tell me, don't remind me what fingers to point and where. I'm not interested. What I want to know is where, for you, her eyes come in. So press your glasses with your finger. Slide them up your nose and smile once more. I dare you. No, you're turning it around to me again. Whoever it was came home ages ago, long before her. I left my lust on the roof. Took a black and white photograph of the moon through trees that looked like T.S. Eliot and Robert Frost French kissing. And my love has red eyes from no rest. And is she coming home? Is all I want to know. Man, sometimes I think you're right, you know. But every little stop, this campaign of ours, that rides this diplomacy of will or will she not come home. It rides on this greed for her love. It rides on familiarity and adaptability and repetition. I could be with her through any ends of our worlds, but I am severing this tether. Not because I understood the politics, but because she asked me to. Ask her! Ask her where my feet look good in the sand. Ask her when I should send her flowers. Ask her when I should and should not know when enough is enough, man. Why don't you tell me what you lost in this war? And how you plan on living after it? Because I feel like I'm losing everything. Okay, so knowledge is truth, is music on my lap. Is then the hum of a fan below that music. Is then that music dripping through the floorboards again like the hot earthquake of her orgasm in my mouth. And knowledge is truth, is the phone ringing, is home. No matter what you say, though, it should have been my love, more on stage than ever in front of my girlfriend's crush. Me? I will clench a long fist commute and a beer and wait. And wait. And wait. And when we finally paused for the first time, for real, he said, "So, do you think we're out of things to talk about?" Shocked me still. It still never occurred to me. I've left carrying silence before. Why should I feel ashamed for wanting to leave now because I'm asked? And she wants to save the world? Tell her save me. Save me. I'm the world. But this is love's crush. So rock me back behind one beer, one train. Because either way it's over. what you felt, isn't it? Before you up and split and left? You weren't returning to anything. You weren't running away. Under the almost sexual rhythms of the panicked earnestness of alarm, I allow myself a nice moment. I'm sensing an opportunity here. This is the mind of a body ripe for spoils, praying for the bleeding of its call to war, praying for the resolution to the crises of lost land and lost title, for revenge against those who took my innocence and made me prodigal, for the magnificent instigation of its fellow miserable, for those who I still now believe to be my warriors, stirring, moving, climbing upstairs and sounding sirens from the ceiling beneath my bed. This is what you felt, isn't it? Everything but you now is the cure. I am sensing an opportunity to rediscover words, reestablish plots, realign threads. An opportunity to shut the fuck up and bring those words back to life. In prayer. In memory of those who walked halfway to Albany, meditated at an Adirondack Trailways depot in Kingston, rubbed quarters together with their neck sweat, gave in, toasted like a king to state hopping, planet hopping, wild dreams of New Orleans and Henry Miller, drunk on 103rd Street. For the drizzle-soaked subway stations, built by millions of invisible, long-dead hands. And for those hands, too, as I work my own across my face, feeling for scabs to will into scars, spitting cartilage on the cracked tile. In the subway station of her desire, I sit, a red line, caught between my floor and her sky, never to return. I sit and wait, search for names, let pass trains, pick up and hang up phones, go through old bags, rifle through old mail. This stagnation is no victory. This perseverance is no courage. This signpost kisses the feet of no traveler. This grass up through the cracks underground is no sign of life, but of peerless neglect, of weight, of want, of torch that stands on no hill, that greets no one's eyes, that is no longer ensconced in lore. And I can no longer call you all down. It's my spine, it's my rabid love to disinfect the world. You are no longer mine. So out the door, out the city, out my crazed throat, I call down the war. Yes, I need a cab. 2424 East 94th. Yeah, all Flatlands. 5 minutes. No, I was hoping I could reserve it for later tonight. 2:30. No, you see, I gotta call now. I gotta reserve it now, because I know myself. I will find a way to. Because I'm a bitter thing. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Oh, just call later? Okay. All right, fine. plenty of time. Maybe I can pick up some scratch. Maybe. I can remember a time when the people on the subway seemed a little more excited about life. Maybe it was just me and my adrenaline, but still. So many blank stares. Platform seems like a setup, reminding me of faces I don't want to look at. Misconnections or introductory questions I can't answer. Closing doors close on bodies whose weight I cannot bear. I'm just a system where the flu is found, I say, not the source. I'm mad. I'm mad. Any friend would talk bed rest, vitamin C, echinacea. Any doctor would talk virus, attack, cure. But all the people want to know is, quit yet? Sure. The bitter disappointment of tardy friends, an express train on the local track again, The same times, the same schedules, the same rails, and the same damn drama with the same name prevails. I look up to see her staring at me in my mind again. Feeling bass-heavy music under over-the-ear headphones. I strain thinking about her. Her hands in pockets. Her stretched thin, about to break like me, laces. And I wonder, well, maybe she just can't see me. Maybe I should angle myself in a little. Act bigger. My peers are no help. They clog the platform edges in pairs. Jersey knit casualties of the post-structuralist world. A lot of them. You can tell they're together by their matching coffee cups. I always told myself that if it ever got to this point with her, I would do what everyone else did. Split. And not look back but to laugh. And now, with a fresh slate and the potential for a legitimate foundation, my most comfortable and only desired eye line is once again realized from behind trendy curved bodies, designer asses at eye level. When I get bent, the city responds, but never by glance nor upturned eye. I make my long way around, unable to hide the indignation and accusation I nurtured like a child. I peer around newspapers and sniff at makeup. Tap my feet at bags between sneakers. Nothing. I crawl into their Walkmans, and I rewrite their stupid novels, and I huff, and I sigh, and I cross my arms, and... Will you look at these people? I'm done! Done with the half-assed cough hacks, these work stops, these old shoes, carrying these old feet, carrying this old everything. Where is my new? Where is my divorced thing, shining off of each edge of its seldom excused wonder? Why does the only thing not here have to be the cure? And why do these trips have to leave me like this? Tight destiny clamped hard in a calloused fist? Afraid of being followed. Afraid of not being followed. Especially by eyes as intense as hers. Here, look, lady. I don't know what it's like these days, but when I was a kid, the future was a thing. A place you could be that was better. A number, even. 2000. See, my childhood was one long silent worry. You don't need to know the details, and you probably don't care. Suffice it to say, I had figured out by the latest 6 that I would be alive, and be able to drink and daydream, whatever it was that would be happening. As if it were yesterday, I can remember 1990 flashing on the TV from the top of Times Square. That's what really hit me. One more decade. Here we go. And when I finally moved to the city in '99 with the millennium right out in front of me, this kind of late night silence was unthinkable. See, untied, I found my family at last. In art. You should have seen it. There was a pride of us. United towards something. Purpose, a means, an end. Oh, the contrast to the sterile suburbia I had been groomed to take over cannot be clearer. We were all there to lay claim to the new. But then things happened. As they do. Dissent creeped in. People moved out. The No Year Zero crowd came out and ruined everybody's fun. Even the Millennium Woodstock was a flop. By the time the decade was ready to turn, it was down to 2 of us on 44th Street on mushrooms. In our haze, we got separated and stumbled independently what we thought was triumphantly to the finish line, only to find we were part of the cheering crowd instead. But still, the ball fell, sirens shot, fireworks danced, and I did my thing. Fought my way to the subway and went home. 12:15, alone. God-awful sad. Shit pissed at the world. You remember? I say to this one guy who gets up and walks to the other edge of the platform. And you think you have abandoned issues. Soon after, just long enough to be convincing, my warriors scatter themselves all over the country and the coast, and I am left holding the torch and carrying the baggage of a woman who now hates me, which I still now cannot unpack, press, and put away. And a lot of my warriors made it home. Maybe not made it home as in New York, but found it someplace else. So maybe, yeah, I guess they did make it home. But some of them are so close. They could be anywhere down here. And it makes me want to jump on every train and change every car, just to make sure they're not. Every face on the platform with a check. Where are they? Come back to me! You were my signposts, my reservoir, my visitors, my future. Without you, I am nothing but a long horizon in all directions. A bed of salt. A cell. Think about it, lady. That which your worldview spent the formative years of its development thinking would be a way out. It's now just the place you were. And now there is no future, and you wonder if there ever was. Under the weight of such a horrific realization, how can one not lapse into sort of a post-millennium depression?
But remember, there once was. And that once was its own now. And so will be again.
And is. I'm sorry. This guitar is going to be the end of me. Sounds good enough. All right. Well, first I wanted to thank you for having me in here. And it feels like I've been trying to get a gig here for like 2 years. It's very strange. I kind of wish maybe you'd even called me like just 2 months ago. All right. Well, all right. I'll just start. I'm not coming to work. Tell them anything, I am on the highway, and it's too late, 'cause I am the shit again, and I have thrown it all away, and I have burned my apartment building down. The sun is shining and nothing has ever been wrong. Nothing has ever been wrong. It will not be if you meet me on New Year's Day, just down the road in Orlando. Good news, it ain't just over. I keep forgetting where you live, 'cause you seem to come from nowhere. You win, ain't it just over? Ain't it just over? Ain't it just over? Silence on the other end. You think I'm crazy and I'm about to drop the phone and go my own way, and she says, stop your troubled child, let me wrap your arms around and let the night decide before I make up my mind. 'Cause it means something again. It means the end. Just down the road where the bars close. That good news, ain't it just over? I keep forgetting where you live, 'cause you seem to come from nowhere. Good news, ain't it just over? Ain't it just over? Ain't it just over? You're not even here, and it squeezes my neck. And what a day, the bus driver says. And who am I? How will I let her go? How will I ever let her know that it means something again? I'm not coming to work. Tell them anything. Tell them that I'm sick or that I'm too well. I'm so bored, I'm ashamed. I'm so mad I could end it. I know that's not the best way to start a set. You're supposed to be up, major key. Don't worry, I know how to do it. Look, it might make a little more sense in context. I've been thinking a lot lately about my motivations for things. What I choose to fight for. what I choose to protect. And when I play that song at a more normal point in the set, I like to preface it by saying that it's a dramatization of a phone call I never made. And I probably should have, but I knew I wasn't going to. So I created a world in which I did. And to be honest, I'm more comfortable expressing it like that. To create the lie, you create the lie to live it, right? You know, it's funny, I realized something before I came out here. I'm trying to convince you to convince me to find a reason to stay. I'm supposed to be on a plane in 3 hours. This is passive aggressiveness as an art form. Where every choice escalates into a war. My eyes, wary, scan the ground. My mind fixates and decides on words. Something I could think. Some kind of realization that I could write down that would bring me to some kind of balance. But it is not you that I fear. Just my own fucked up reaction and how I interact with the world. My arms will move around. My legs will simply walk or sit. My mouth will kiss or speak or spit. My eyes will gleam fluorescent grit. My cock will hum along in time with it. My ass will filth and shit. But these all meet. That's this little closed-off universe speaking this. I try to stare, pass through, transcend, absorb. But I wind up with so little to say. So little to say. So little reason to stay. Down Steinway Street and Broadway. So I sing to this and that. The absence of a tipped hat. Let subways and strangers and lookers in their hazes shout my name to the sun. I don't think here it's what I do that's going to matter, but how I do it. See, I can always not call the car, and even if I call the car and the car comes, I don't have to get in it. And even if I call the car and the car comes and I get in it, I don't have to go to the airport. And even if I go to the airport, I don't have to get on the plane. I can get the money back for the ticket, get a bottle of vodka and drink, sleep an uncomfortable sleep, and unfold myself into the new day. And even if I can't get the money back for the ticket, I'll eat it. It's breakfast. I will need breakfast. It's the bath I will have to take in the sink. But even if I get on the plane, and even if I land, I can always build a new life. I will be following in a great tradition of getting out. Ask my scattered warriors what they did, where they landed. We'll see if my impressions of their getting on were right. And you'll know by my silence, apparently. Even if I get on the plane, and even if I land, and even if I build a new life, and even if I fail, I can always come home. I will be humbled and incorrect. And after however long, the palms laid at my feet when I return will have been torched. And in a tattoo smudge, mark me an educated man. But who takes the beating? Who's on the receiving end of my leaving? want you to tell me I'm not ready. I want to stay here with you and rest. But you're not going to tell me I'm not ready, are you? Because you think I'm going to take it as some kind of challenge. Well, you're right. I get it, all right? Fine. I get it! I get it!
Hey! What's going on here?
I'm just warming up my voice.
By screaming. Come on,
It's
come on, they're ready for you. Let's go. Let's go.
You know what I mean? Got this. Right. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, I picked up the phone, didn't I? Of course I'm here. Yes, I'm staying. But you should not come back. Good. Hey, we're rolling. 2:14 a.m. The truth is tucked away, but just as available as anything. Spring is wiping her feet on the doormat already. 2 hours closer than 7 days ago. Than 7 years from now. Busy with art, busy with work, cut-ups, taped to the inside of square poles, in pieces, but still retaining meaning. Collage of cigarette butts in the ashtray. Indescribable. Okay, well, you ran by not running, but fear not. Everything but you now is the cure. See, we live in practical silence, but we will see. And we will meet in the place where there is no darkness. Though we are not spoken to or of, we are still woven. And you can take it with you when you go. And you and I will. So, okay. One more.